Welcome to Gidalyfe Astrology. I'm your girl TMZ. Yep, that whole part, unfortunately, throwing square up there first. It is Sunday, August 29th. I can't wait to say the birthday shout out. It is 9:56 p.m. I started early so I can make sure I did this on the day. Shout out to MJ, who, in Intro.and we all know is still dancing and singing all over this universe. On Earth. At 1:11, I said that. All right, we're 1 minute in. Let's get it popping. Why am I holding 6? Well, number 1, 6 is for sex. Number 2, 6 is for my whole government name. When I'm starting to learn how to do gematria, I put the gematria calculator on my phone just yesterday, so get ready for that. I'm about to learn everything except tarot. I'm not ready for tarot yet. Yep, but or like what does Bracha do to the Palladians? Channel them. I'm not ready for the channeling yet. Nope. I love my spirits, but I'm gonna stay away from that. All right, so the sun on August the 29th right now is at 6 degrees. I believe 4 and 17 is the mutable signs. 4 and 17 is the mutable signs intense degree. So we're not on an intense degree, but 6 is in the degrees charts, 6 represents the 6th sign, which would be Virgo. So this is exact Virgo degree. Michael Jackson is a Virgo. It is his birthday. Shout out also to my old bro, Thule. The North Node is at 6 degrees too in the mutable sign of Gemini. So the mutable signs are squaring. That is why I have the square here. Remember the modes, which is mutable, cardinal, and fixed. Mutable is squaring. Squares happen between the modes. So the mutable signs right now are squaring when normally it's been the fixed signs squaring a lot too. But it's not. The North Node is currently squaring the sun. What does that do? What does that have to say? It says the sun squares the nodes, describes a turning point which orients us between the past and what we're used to, and the point is about the future we're heading to. The other point is about the future we're heading to. The way to handle that turning point is to be here now. I'm interpreting this knowing that the North Node has to do with the way we should be moving. The South Node has to deal with what we should be leaving alone. Okay. The sun illuminates, it shines light, and makes it very apparent whatever it is squaring. So the conflict here, square means conflict. The conflict here is that the North Node is showing us the path. I mean, the sun and the North Node are kind of like showing us the path that we need to, at this moment in time, meaning to be here now, we need to be present with it's coming, in my opinion. That the change is here, it's been here, and that the path that will lead us to easing our way through this pain and knowing that it is something that we must do, we can do, is just to be present with it, to not even to understand it yet, just to be present with it and just to know. And to leave the past. What mostly with the nodes, the most thing is that the South Node in Sagittarius has to do with beliefs. So the sun is squaring both the South Node and the North Node. So the sun is showing us at this moment right now, take it from the past. You already have believed what you believed. It has never worked. Understand that. Sit in that. As my old pastor used to say, and I stopped going to church in 2017, but he was a Scorpio, so I liked him for that part. He used to keep it real. Shout out to Father Harris at St. George's Episcopal Church on 2nd of U Street Northwest. Y'all get that little plug from Z. So, he used to say, read, mark, and inwardly digest it. What he just said. meaning like you can get your receipts to read. I'm gonna throw this in there real quick. Shout out to Dane Calloway, who's also from DC, who did the most awesomest live last night.
From being moral supporters of nonviolence.
Turned people and sharecropper for 18 years. I was met by my children who told me that
as we vote, it takes away from our rights. I know we're going into this Gemini path of learning each other, stepping in divine power, divine feminine and masculine power, communicating better, learning how to work better with our hands and heal with our hands and all kinds of things. That's the Gemini North Node way, okay? And then this being in the Virgo degree of 6 degrees. Please tie in with me here. As this being in the Virgo degree, it has to do with the health. It has to be we're present with knowing that we have immune systems and that there's some foreign things that we really don't know about, we're not really researching about, and we know what we know from the past and what we believe from the past as far as the foreign things, the jab, the pills, the doctor keeping us in rotation. Just honestly, being in the present moment with the sun squaring these nodes, especially the South Node. The sun is showing us that we definitely got a path that is positive, right? But the South Node is positive too because it's in Sagittarius. But don't be gullible with that positivity, okay? Know that you learn from your past beliefs. You learn from past higher learning. And it didn't work. It doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't make sense in the new world. It doesn't make sense in the Gemini path. And then when the nodes, I'm getting all emotional from this too. When the nodes switch in 4 or 5 months, 4 months, when it switches in January 19th to be exact, 2022, to Taurus and Scorpio, and that sun hits it again, that's when it's going to be like all these secrets that we kept in from these beliefs that were holding us back are then going to be exposed by that sun squaring it all year, all 18 months that it sits in those nodes when it hits when it hits fixed signs. So the first one will be Aquarius. I'm going too far. That's my introduction. Just talking about, this is a serious situation right here. The sun squaring the nodes, especially the South Node. Whew. And I just did this off the top of my head. This is not even on I haven't picked up my notes yet. I just noticed when I was moving my degrees around that the sun is indeed exactly squaring the South Node and the North Node right now because they're all at 6 degrees at the Virgo degree. Work with the sun in Virgo. Thank you for helping us work on our health. Thank you for helping us get more organized. It's back to school for a lot of these children tomorrow. Mine are going to homeschool, so thank you for giving me the healthy mindset and organization that I'm getting together to homeschool my children. Getting my house organized. I mean, the sun in Virgo is really powerful, so shout out to Virgos. Let's all get our health together. Let's all get organized, and let's get this daggone show on the road. Thank you again for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share too. Let's get busy because it's not a lot, but I just already talked like 20 minutes about one little aspect. So no, it's not little though. It's not little. It's a big deal. Take it seriously. Sit in the moral of the story is take it seriously. Sit in the moment. Virgo's serious. Earth signs are serious. Sit in the moment. Get grounded. Get stable. Get a stable understanding that things are changing. Mutable signs change things. Shout out to the mutable signs because I'm more fixed in cardinal. No, I'm more fixed than anything. I got a lot of Leo, Scorpio, and I got a lot of Libra, so that's cardinal. Got a lot of fixed in cardinal energy. Anyway, let's get busy. I feel like I already did this, but let's go through it again. Birthday. Oh, but you know what? September 1st. I'm so last week was a whirlwind. It wasn't like it was busy. It was just, I was so tired that I kind of, all the information hit me, but it's like sitting in the back of my head waiting to come back to the front and remind me of things like I just thought about. Shout out to all these people who are leaving messages today on YouTube. I just got a message. Anyway, and my YouTube videos I just dropped, like all of them. And I still got one more that I'm gonna tie together, 10-10 Ashe. My kids are asleep, it's early. I'm about to go to sleep too so I can get things popping. I'm gonna get up in the morning, and I know this is supposed to be the birthday shout out. I'm gonna get up in the morning to get this week started. I'm not starting my homeschooling with my youngest until Wednesday, but we're gonna start getting up early so we can get used to doing that right away on Mondays. And I'm going to walk in the morning. So shout out to that Virgo sun, giving me the health and motivation, getting me grounded and organized and on top of things. All right, so happy birthday. I was going to say again to Michael Jackson today on August the 29th. Happy birthday to Tool Lee. Happy birthday to my cousin Jelena, September 1st. Shout out to you, Jelena. I have not talked to you, didn't see you when I came down in Atlanta. Sorry, cuz, but we're gonna get out. Hopefully you're doing well and enjoying. I'm sure you're on somebody's vacation right now, getting prepared for Wednesday, your birthday. It is also my girl Maha's birthday on the 1st, which is Wednesday. So shout out, Wednesday is Mercury Day too, so that's a powerful day. That's a powerful day to think and to be present. And I think Wednesday's gonna be a good day in our, this whole week is pretty good. Gets a little crazy around Thursday, but it's not too bad. I'm also wondering with all this stuff in Truth the World, how this is gonna tie in, because it's not a bad week. Maybe it'll be better than we think with everything that's going on. But if I missed your birthday, I will promise to get you next week. Shout out to all the Virgos. Let's go. Okay. So Monday, and let's just start here before we move into Monday, because tomorrow, August the 30th, is a big change with Mercury, as you can see, because Mercury in Virgo is going to leave his brother Mars and move into Libra because he's at the 29th degree, which is the mastery degree. So I feel like tonight we are getting into we're preparing for school. A lot of parents are preparing for school with their kids. Mercury moving out of Virgo, moving out of health. We're still taking action on our health with Mars in Virgo, okay? So make sure that, just make sure your kids are protected in school tomorrow. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel like we are ready for it with the 29th degree on back to school eve. And Mercury does well in Libra too. So the 29th degree, remember, you're mastering what embodies a planet in a sign, okay? So we are mastering our communication, but Mercury in Virgo is a little bit, I'm rightish, because Mercury is at home in Virgo as well as in Gemini, but it's a little bit of like, I know that I am, you know, I know my stuff. You know, Virgos are very, all earth signs are really on top of their stuff. I'll give it to that. I give them for that. The earth element is very stable, grounded. When you think of a bull, it definitely is not going to back down until it reaches its target. When you think of a woman, a Virgo, a virgin, she is dedicated to service and her health and keeping her body right. And then with Capricorn, that's the goat. I love thinking of goats because those are the ones that are on the side of the mountain that they don't care if they fall back. They just know they're not going to fall back. They're going to get to that top. Okay? So, earth signs, shout out to earth signs. My only earth sign I have is the Capricorn moon, but that's a serious moon. All right. And earth signs are serious. So, long story short, this energy here is mastering our communication about how we service ourselves and others, especially with our health, especially with our dedication, especially with our seriousness about work and getting things in order. A little bit OCD with perfection. But then when Mercury moves into Libra tomorrow on Monday, August the 30th, Mercury will be more of a, I just want my point to get across kind of energy, especially stepping in 0 degrees, the beginning degree, just getting used to the air sign is lighter, just getting lighter energy, more of a calmer energy. Libra has to do with relating to others. So when I say that the Mercury in Libra will be more like, I just want to get my point across, I don't want to get it across the Aries way, which is the opposition sign of Libra, and be rah-rah about it. I just want to be, charming and fair and harmonizing, which is Libra. And then Venus there will definitely give that brother, sister, that masculine, feminine, divine energy that we all in this collective could really use right now, especially in the cardinal air sign, because this is the last, Virgo is the last sign, the last season in summer. So we're getting ready to move. Cardinal signs means we're getting ready to start another season too, when the sun gets there. Monday also, when the moon moves into Libra, the moon will trine Venus. Where's my chart? I'm gonna have to probably edit this in the morning too, so you will be getting this definitely on Monday. It'll be a little bit later, but excuse me, trine is what we're talking about, because when Mercury moves into, might as well move it, Libra, and that's why I chose the pink lip. When it moves into the cardinal sign of Libra, and all this Libra energy is definitely gonna start coming in, especially with Mercury for the next 2 months, actually. It'll trine Venus, the moon, which is in Gemini currently right now. So I was saying shout out to Lady, because she offered to change all these signs for me and make them a little bit more neater and easier for me, and so I won't lose them too. We're gonna come up with a better system. So I appreciate you, Lady, and I did update your birth chart for you, and it's nice. Can't wait to talk to you about it. All right. We were at the moon in Gemini. The moon over here in Gemini is trining its fellow air sign. So trines happen when, I wish I had this triangle here, but y'all know what the trine is, a triangle. Trine is quick energy that comes in. Normally it is positive energy because it's between the same elements, okay? The moon trining Venus is socially reconnecting. Gemini is a chatty sign, likes to communicate. Venus in an air sign is definitely, and then Venus is home in Libra too. So Venus is home in Taurus and Libra, earth and air. So when Venus is in an air sign, she definitely feels a lot of the, not the heavy energy of Taurus, but it's more of the relatable energy in an air sign. So that this is more social. Again, Libra has to deal with us relating to people, our relationships, especially our relationships with people, and how we love, value, and how we are in relationships with people in a loving or family-friendly type of way. So this is good tomorrow, the moon trining Venus, because tomorrow is back to school. So hopefully those of you going in the building tomorrow will have an awesome day. And you will reconnect, because a lot of people haven't seen each other in a year and a half. I do know at the end of the year in DC and Maryland and Virginia, they did open up the school for the last quarter, but we've some of those kids haven't seen each other all summer like normally, or like not like normal, because things are not normal anymore, but like we used to. It would be a 2-month time where you don't see your friends. So shout out to that. I did take Zane, even though I'm homeschooling her, I did take her up there to see her teachers on Friday, and they said that they would allow us to come through and see her friends as soon as possible. So this energy is good. The moon in Gemini even today on Sunday, because it moved into Gemini earlier today, has been a really socially, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's been great. It's been good. We just had a family cookout with my cousins today. My son came over this morning because his dad took him out of here abruptly 2 Mondays ago exactly, and he just came to get his stuff and clean up his room, but I was really appreciative of seeing him. My son is a Libra too. So it's a really good social energy right now. Hopefully everybody had good energy. I have been talking to everybody online as much as possible, and I even have a few messages that I will get up to. Also, let me point this out real quick.
Wait till I get my money right. I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I woke, I spent that on a necklace.
Now listen, because I'm in the truther world and there's so much information coming from Neptune in this reality that we're in, as well as the truther world. Neptune is the god of illusions and war. I mean, not war. God of illusions and the ocean, water. That's what I was trying to say. Everything that has to do with water and floods. Okay, so speaking of messages, shout out to Noni. I did see your message. I'll get back to you. She wants me to listen to the Kanye album that came out on it came out the day before Michael Jackson's birthday. It came out last night, I believe. I think it might have been overnight, so it might have been on today, which is Michael Jackson's birthday. So I was saying this on Facebook the other day that there are a few celebrities that and as much as y'all know I don't like celebrities have to deal with this too. So does media. Okay. I just don't appreciate Kanye coming out on today. Normally albums come out on Tuesday, I know, because he's top dog or whatever of the hip-hop world that he is, can bring out an album whenever he likes. And then Michael Jackson technically is gone. But I listened to the first song, which was a chant. That got me kind of feeling weird. Then I listened to the second song that had Jay on it. And I have really bad feelings about Jay. Always have. And I think that, it was, I'm going to say it rhymes with, sounds like ritual. So I'm not ready for it yet. Long story short, I'll come back to it because I love Kanye. But there's some things in the world coming out about all these celebrities, especially recently with Kanye, that I'm a little bit wanting to detach from it for now until I get more information on it, just like the jab. I would never go do the jab, but I will check out Kanye when the time is right. All right, let me put this up a little bit. The other thing I wanted to say was back to talking about Neptune really quick. We haven't gotten through all of Monday yet, y'all. We're about to do Tuesday. Neptune has to do with water, lots of water, the ocean. Okay. As I'm speaking now, as I'll be editing tomorrow, people are in harm's way down at the bottom of the map. Shout out to my friend Kimmy, who is in Mississippi, and I'm gonna text you as soon as I get finished with this to just make sure you're out of harm's way. She's in Mississippi. Shout out to the people of Louisiana who have been through this before. This is the anniversary of Katrina and a few others that I can't remember because I feel like all they gotta do is turn off the HAARP machine. Just turn off the HAARP machine and Neptune will behave. I don't know, the illusions from Neptune must be sending messages because Neptune represents Pisces from the universe on down. But it's a mutable sign. Neptune is in Pisces, in his home. So it's a mutable sign, so that means change is on the way. So I don't know what to tell y'all to expect, but I know that it's not looking good. It's looking like a huge flood. Not even just in Louisiana and Mississippi, but like the whole bottom of the map. That's what it's looking like. So please be safe. And we will be sending love, light, and strength to you. All right, Tuesday. The moon will still be in Gemini, trining Jupiter in Aquarius, so the moon will be close to moving into Cancer, its home. And Jupiter is currently at 25. It should be about 24 tomorrow because it's in retrograde, so it's going backwards. Jupiter in retrograde trining the moon in Aquarius, the moon in Gemini, the air sign, still having these wonderful, quick, I don't know. See, that's the thing. This is a good week, but the things that are in the news, like this is a good week in astrology, it sounds like, but there's a whole flood happening down. There's a whole audit we're waiting on. There's a lot. There's the Afghan situation. There's a lot. Durham. And I really don't want to tie that into any of these transits right now because they're all looking good. I'm trying to figure out if I'm missing something. If I'm missing something, I'll come back as the week progresses. But the moon trining Jupiter in Aquarius is in retrograde, is like the moon in Gemini is chatty. But essentially it's chatting about peace and harmony. And Jupiter in Aquarius, and making the communication better, okay? And then Jupiter in Aquarius is expanding on that because Jupiter is the planet, the biggest planet. It can exaggerate though. And it's in a fixed air sign, which is still light energy, but can be stuck in its ways. But Jupiter is still good in Aquarius so far. And that's about it. The moon also moves into Cancer later that night. Okay. Wednesday, the moon is home in Cancer. And the moon will also square Mercury, which is in another cardinal sign. Cancer starts the summer. The summer is almost over. Libra is the next cardinal sign. This square, put the square sign back up. This square is, I want to say it's not that bad. Because again, Libra just wants to relate. It wants peace and harmony. And the moon being in Cancer can be moody. That's the only little, like, this is a so-so kind of square. It also can be really, well, moody is the same thing as kind of being its feelings. So the moon in Cancer is squaring Mercury because they'll be in the early sign, the early degrees. Squaring Mercury in Libra here is the moon's feelings are going to come and go because it's in its home. It's a moody sign. It's crabby sign of Cancer, home sign. And this is like an example of if you feel jealous as a Cancer sometimes, or if you feel like you want people to leave you alone, you don't have to be like, leave me alone all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cancer is still an early sign. It's only the fourth sign. So this is still Cancer. This is still kind of in your younger stages. Okay. The Mercury is helping you communicate better. It's helping you communicate more in a more mature manner because Libra is the seventh sign, which is like when I did the episode about, you know, how the signs progress. Libra is kind of like when you start working and you build in relationships in your workplace. So this is like late 20s, 30s. And Cancer is more like preschool. Not preschool. like kindergarten, like early elementary. After Gemini is the first sign of, I'm going off. Let me move on. The moon square in Mercury is just, our feelings need to be kept to ourselves sometimes. No need to talk about everything. Okay, the air signs like to talk. The water signs like to feel everything. And if you're feeling jealous, you don't have to act on it. If you're feeling angry, you don't have to act on it. If you're feeling totally happy and everybody else isn't feeling totally happy, you don't have to show, you don't have to like, you want to lighten the mood or you want to brighten the mood, definitely, but you probably, with the lower energies, being jealous, being angry, being fearful, you probably want to move out of that energy so you'll be in a different place, if not by a few hours tomorrow. That's just how the moon operates. That's why the moon rules Cancer, which is the moodiest sign, which the sign that has the most feelings, because it moves through all the signs. It feels all the signs' energies. So you'll probably be feeling different tomorrow. So don't let this moon scoring Mercury, have anything to stop your shine, sort of say. All right. Then Thursday, the moon will square Venus before it moves into Leo. So Thursday, the moon, it doesn't move into Leo that fast. Thursday, the moon squaring Venus is like after you've had all those feelings that you're trying to control your mouth about. Okay, now you're having feelings of wanting to control what you want to do about it with Venus, what you desire to do about if you held it in on Wednesday, you can hold it in on Thursday, but if you can't, this is a little bit more peaceful way to say what you need to say. This is helping your feelings be more peaceful. The crab, the Cancer crab, is being helped, putting two crabs on the scales, so to speak, like they're being helped to be balanced out with Venus. You value your feelings enough to bring it out peacefully so that you can get your point across and be more charming about it. I really love to tap into my Libra energy because I want to be getting my point across a little bit more in a peaceful way. I want to relate to people more. I want people to relate to me more. The hardest thing about a Scorpio sun like me is to not be misunderstood, which is why I love my Libra rising. All right. So on Thursday also is when things get a little bit more spicy. So that's why you want to do this peacefully. You want to have this sphere peacefully, because not only are we having a square on Thursday, we're also having an opposition, which is more conflict. And what's the most conflict about this is that the opposition is between Mars in Virgo, which it will be about at the 22-degree mark by Thursday, and Neptune in Pisces. Virgo and Pisces are opposing signs. This is chaos. Organization and chaos. Virgo is the organization. Neptune and Pisces is the chaos. Because Neptune and Pisces has good energy and bad, like all the other signs, so I'm trying to stay positive. Hopefully this is the day that the illusions, we take action on the illusions, especially in the media, especially in the news, fake news. Ooh, I'm running late. I let the computer go dark, and now I gotta put my password back in. I'll say it for him. You are fake news. We're gonna take opposition. Mars in Virgo, she's not playing. Mars in Virgo is just like Mercury in Virgo. I'm right. So the action you take is you're going to feel right about it. Mars in Virgo is fighting deception. Fighting deception with facts. That's why I said, hopefully this is the day the news gets a clue. It's about time. Whew, it's revealing info. The mutable signs are about change. We're trying to balance out the information we get, the action we take, up against the illusions and delusions that are given to us. Mars in Virgo is about preparedness, organization, readiness. This is like a shout out to Cam Newton, who I study from on Sunday mornings to set up this weekly message, as well as Molly McCord. But Cam made a good point today. He said a lot of us know that there's a lot going on in the world right now, and the only best way to be ready for what goes down, the only best way to take action with Mars and Virgo is to get prepared. Because who knows what Neptune has up its sleeve? Neptune really could want to bring the doomsday. So staying positive, the positive way of saying it is just be prepared. What's wrong with being prepared? Let me know in the comments if there's something wrong with being prepared. All right, could you be more prepared? I know that I will do a clip of my shelves, and I have like little cubby holes of canned food and non-perishables and waters and stuff all over this house. I'm not playing. Neptune and Pisces, if you're unsure, you need to get more secure about your feelings. That's the action you need to take in this opposition. If you are not prepared, get prepared right now. Like now, as you're watching this on Monday, get prepared. I'm hoping that people down south are already prepared. I'm hoping that you are realizing with the square going on with the sun and the nodes, I'm hoping you're realizing that change is here and it's not going nowhere. And by the time January rolls around, the change will be fixed. It'll be set when the nodes go into Scorpio and Taurus. But the North Node in Taurus is going to be good. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, if you're unsure, get secure, especially about your feelings. Okay? Friday, the moon will move into Leo. The moon in Leo, after the moody moon in Cancer, even though it's still at home and we're going to think positive, you're going to get your feelings together. You're not going to be moody, or you'll be moody in a good way. You'll be moody in a peaceful way. But the moon in Leo is about your passion and your ego and your pride and your identity and how you express yourself. And the moon will sextile Mercury, which is the air and fire energy, the compatibility of your emotions and how you communicate. So your pride, this is another tricky thing. This sextile is compatible energy, which is good, you know. But the only but I would say about this is that people are receptive of information if it kind of goes along with what they can relate to. So the lion can relate to being balancing out his pride and ego sometimes, or could use a little work on that. That's why this is like an either or sextile this time. Could your emotions and your pride be worked on? Can you relate to others with the ego, the passion that you show in certain things, the ego that you have, your identity, how you express yourself? Does that relate well to others? Are people receptive of your information that you give with the way you communicate? Are people receptive of the emotions that you communicate, the feelings that you communicate? Do you react well with this relationship you have with the information you give and are getting? The moon is also, here we go again with everything in Leo, opposing everything in Aquarius. So start with Saturn on Friday. The moon opposing Saturn is understanding reality. Saturn in retrograde is giving us those lessons about how we need to break down certain structures in a realistic way. It's serious, it's fixed, but it's still in the air sign, so it's still lighthearted. Leo has to do with your heart and your bravery. So are you brave enough to balance out reality with your own individual pride? Can you get a little more serious? Can you also show sympathy and empathy? Because Leo and Aquarius has to do with the God-like persona. Can you show empathy to what Saturn is, the lessons of reality that Saturn is giving you? Can you be empathetic of that? It's tough for me, I tell you. And my moon is in Capricorn, like I said, and Capricorn and Aquarius are neighbors. Saturn rules Capricorn. So this is a tough opposition for me, I would say. Even though my moon is not in Leo, I have other Leo placements that my pride does get in the way with. Another example is, and it's Sunday, so I'm gonna go in. Another example is me, and I'll go with me as I go in. Me being empathetic of people's perspectives changing when they change, or their mindsets changing when they change, or they step into their realization at their time. Because I can be super persistent. I can be super intimidating. I definitely know that. I love it. It feeds my fire. It fuels my fire. As a Scorpio, we are boiling water. I like to boil. I like to be in my feelings, and I like to get my feelings out. I'm super intense. Super intense. But the moon in Leo opposing Aquarius is like those people that think Jesus is going to save them and they don't have to do anything right now. Which some of us know in that rusty trusty Bible. Rusty trusty. That it also says faith with no works is whatever it says, right? So long story short, those people that I think are not being realistic with this opposition, with their emotions and feelings, opposing how they need to be about reality. That's why I said the day before with the opposition between the moon and Mars and Neptune. It's like you have to be prepared right now. So if you believe in Jesus, but still be prepared. Until you get to the place where I know that I am God and that I save myself. If whatever you want to believe, as long as you're prepared for Jesus' return, in your opinion. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. All right. Also, don't choose violence, because fire signs and air signs, especially Leo and Aquarius, that's like the brave young student battling the wise old master. So do not choose violence. Leave that daggone. Leave that challenge alone, and leave that crate challenge alone too. Anyway, another illusion. Saturday, the moon is going to square this time before it opposes again. The moon is going to square Uranus. So the moon is going to square Uranus, the new world. The moon still in another fixed sign in Leo. This is the fixed signs scoring, like I said, most of the time. Because they don't want to be changed. They don't want to be like, the mutable signs go through a square easier than the fixed signs all day, okay? Fixed signs, we don't like to be changed. But especially Uranus and Taurus, that's groundbreaking change. That's the earthquake. That's the cracks in the ground, the holes that you Remember that movie Hoes? I'm so all over the place, y'all. All right, the moon is going to square Uranus, which means it's not stable. That's why I was saying Taurus is like stability. Taurus is like security. Taurus is like material receipts. Okay, and the moon, our feelings again, our ego, our pride is getting ready to conflict with our stability. Always expect the unexpected with Uranus. Okay, the Uranus has been making a square to Saturn all year long. We keep talking about this. Hopefully y'all hear me by now, because it's getting ready to pop up again another couple of months, another exact square where we want to have even more significant change. And the moon square in Uranus is basically, especially from your ego, you're going to have to figure out how to be more stable and expect these surprises that Uranus is going to give. The Taurus energy is tired of Uranus' surprises. Believe that. Believe that. All right. Mercury is also going to trine Saturn. So Mercury is still in, has entered Libra. It'll be around the 8th degree. It'll be a little bit less than that because Mercury just entered, and we're talking about Saturday. It just enters on Monday. So it'll be close because Saturn is going to retrograde, so they'll be close. The Mercury trine Saturn is like getting over your pride and making connections. So this is relating and not being so serious, but making realistic connections. Learning about how to be more serious with how you communicate about certain serious situations. And there's also something called, because I don't know where I was going anymore about Mercury trine Saturn. There's also something about Pluto conjuncting something called Spica, and I'm gonna look this up and then just put a little clip of it here. But it was interesting how Cam was talking about this. Find the good in change. He says find the good in transforming yourself or changing yourself. So Pluto is in Capricorn, the transformation planet, and Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto's a transformation planet. Capricorn has to deal with Saturn stuff, the old world and breaking down stuff. And then Spica is supposed to be something for the good of this transformation. So I'm gonna look up Spica for you. I was out again being social, like I said, so I didn't get to look it up before I started this episode. And I wrote these notes early this morning. All right, Sunday, the moon will be opposing Jupiter. So we're back to that because Jupiter is, should be in like 24, 23 degrees by Sunday, next Sunday. And this opposition between Leo and Aquarius again is spreading joy about certain things and your passions into the present and kind of respecting your own feelings. So Jupiter and Aquarius again in retrograde is giving us lessons on how to expand our innovation. Leo's in the moon, Leo's our feelings about being passionate about this innovation and learning how to be more Aquarian-like, be more unique, be more risk-taking. Okay, and then in the opposition now, you're kind of respecting your feelings and not exaggerating too much on things that are in the present. Like I said, there's a lot going on in this world right now, and this is positive, so I'm thinking that it's not going to be so bad, even though it looks bad with Neptune and Pisces. Mars is also going to try and Pluto and Capricorn, because those are two earth signs, Capricorn and Virgo. Feeling stable, feeling like you have the organization ready for this transformation, feeling that you have the materials, feeling that you are ready and organized and going to give your hardest, take your hardest action, or take the action with what needs to be transformed. Venus is going to, however, square Pluto, because these are two cardinal signs, cardinal air, cardinal earth. Venus squaring Pluto. This is not so big of a deal, because not right now, because Venus is close to, when it's squaring Pluto, actually, because Pluto's in 24 degrees, it's going to be close to coming out of Libra, okay? And it'll be conjunct with Pluto very soon. And this square between these two on next Sunday is like taking that charming, fair, balancing, diplomatic type energy and making peace with the change is coming. The transformations is coming from Pluto. Making peace with how you feel about it too. Relating to the change with Venus and Libra. And getting ready for this retrograde and this conjunction between these two in December. Venus goes retrograde. It'll be the only individual sign other than Mercury, the only inner planet other than Mercury that'll be in retrograde this year. Mars is not going to retrograde this year. Mercury goes 3 to 4 times a year. Venus waited till the end of the year to go retrograde. Last year she went in retrograde last summer, I believe. Anyway, she'll be in Capricorn when she goes retrograde, so this is like a preview of that. Okay. Next week, the new moon in Virgo. That right there is just giving positivity in knowing that you are going to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, knowing that there's opportunity coming, knowing that with new moons there's new energy, knowing that with this new energy you can definitely tap into the best part of you and your work, your service to yourself and others. So I'm excited about the new moon in Virgo next week. Excuse me. I'm also excited about Mercury in shadow period for retrograde, because like I said, Mercury's getting ready to be in Libra starting tomorrow until like sometime in November. So 2 months pretty much, 2.5 months almost. It's gonna be in Libra for a minute. So we're gonna definitely learn how to relate to others with how we communicate, which is a good thing. I don't think Mercury in retrograde in Libra is gonna be too bad, but we'll have to see. Venus is gonna trine Jupiter next week, which is good too. That's very exciting. The positivity from Jupiter with the positivity from Venus being home in Libra is definitely exciting. But then after that, the excitement kind of fades because Venus moves into Scorpio, and that is a placement that I have, and so I'll be having my Venus returns this year as well. Venus in Scorpio is only tough because we love so hard as Scorpios already, and then Venus is just trying to find what she values and somebody that values her the same. So Scorpio, we'll talk more about that. I'll definitely do an episode about that because I'm trying to tap into the higher energies of that placement as well, because I have that placement. It's part of the reason why I'm single for a long time and have been for a long time. Even though I've been married too, but my marriage was off the chisel. So I'm just trying to find some, and then my current love interest is a Venus and Scorpio too, and a Sagittarius sun. One of my former love of my life is a Venus and Scorpio Sagittarius sun. So I'm not sure how to tap this, y'all. So we are definitely gonna tap into that Venus. Shout out to anybody who has Venus and Scorpio too, because I know our love is just unremarkably misunderstood and unmatched at the same damn time. All right, y'all, that is it for the week. That is enough said. TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly. Empowerment is the key, enlightening every day. Everybody have a great week. Take care of your kids. Please stay on top of these school districts, meaning don't let them mess up anything you've worked hard for, anything that you have worked hard for with their bodies, their minds, in your own bodies and minds, okay? You know what's best for you, nobody else, okay? You know how to your children learn, and just stay on top of it. Those who are homeschooling, let's get this popping. That whole part. Shout out to my girl Amina always. Love you, girl. Peace, y'all.